For you guys out there who are into Gucci shit like this, who are into these fancy 2011s, which to me, it's just insane. It's insane. I didn't know this many people had this much money. Like, I seriously, to support all the companies making all these expensive ass guns. But we're going to take it out in the range. We're here at the Neutral Brown Gun Company. Come see us, New Orleans, Louisiana. We're going to go out there and shoot it, and we're going to see what $6 grand, $6,000 gets you in terms of a pistol. Let's have a look. I remember when 1911s were for my grandpa, but I guess, look at me. I'm the boomer now because I refuse to believe that the 2011 market is a real thing. In what world does a $6,000 pistol make sense outside of money laundering? The 2011 market, almost like these guys have been trying to one-up each other for the past 20 years on who can make the most ridiculously, preposterously expensive pistol of all time. While Jacob Grey, this gun, not the worst offender by any stretch, $5,800 for a century-old pistol, still pretty wild to old missionary position, maybe pile driver from time to time gun guy James Reeves. If I said $6,000 and you shut the video off, this ain't for you, buddy. You may as well just go and shut it down right now. The pistol I am reviewing today costs twice as much as my first car, and I can't even drive the Jacob Grey NOX-9 around and hit on women 180 pounds and under at the Milton Big Daddy's parking lot either. As a refresher, who Jacob Grey the company is just as important as what the gun is, mainly because of Jacob Grey's engineering background. This isn't your drunk Uncle Cletus working on a Springfield in his garage with a Harbor Freight double-cut flat file. These guys, literal rocket scientists working out of an AS9100 certified shop, meaning they're audited by a third party to certify quality control to aerospace standards. That means Jacob Grey uses precise and repeatable manufacturing techniques with the slide and the frame machined to the micron, even compensating for DLC coating, ensuring a perfect fit. There are no MIM metal injection molded parts in this gun. All the small parts fully machined from tool steel and then DLC or PVD coated. To me, that's just crazy, and it explains a lot about the substantial cost of this pistol. You're looking at a gun that's almost entirely machined from billet. The frame, 4140, pre-hardened steel, DLC coated, fully CNC grip, 5-inch 416 stainless ported and comped barrel, and an incredible 2.5-pound single action only trigger. It uses 17-round standard 2011 magazines and ships with 2 Atlas 17 rounders. The gun, it weighs 39 ounces unloaded. Pretty heavy, but this is a competition gun. It's about the same weight, if not a smidge lighter, than your standard single-action USGI World War II era 1911 and 45 ACP.
No recoil. You could definitely drive this super fast.
Jacob Grey patented a new ejector design that's dovetailed, which means they claim it won't loosen with normal use, unlike conventional 1911 ejector designs. Even if you've never heard of this gun before, you never heard of Jacob Grey before, the moment you pick it up, you know it's going to cost more than a used Camry. It feels sturdy and well made. It's like handling a Swiss watch gun. The most expensive fidget spinner in the world has to be the slide on this gun. Oh, that feels good. Even after shooting it for days at the range, it's still slicker than snot on a doorknob, and it makes this wild, high-pitch tuning fork squeak. You guys hear that? Just crazy. And of course you can air rack it if you want to show your mom's friends how cool you are. Everything feels right on this gun. Everything that needs to be smooth, like the operation of the controls, has no gravel, no grit, while everything that needs to be rough, like these slide serrations, the machined grip panels, gives you just the right amount of traction. Unsurprisingly, the George Jetson gun dorks have everything dialed in on this pistol. Reloads very easy because of this generous magwell that's machined into the grip frame. The radius of the back strap, the undercut, the little trigger face area of the frame here, just incredible. We were calling it the telepathy trigger because it's like if you just think, shoot, then the gun goes off. Not exactly what you want for concealed carry, but about as good as it gets for a competition pistol. This gun's also optics compatible indeed. Ours came with no iron sights at all. It uses an RMR footprint plate behind the ejection port. I hate plates, but Jacob Grey uses plates, so they can offer a number of options for optics, so you can use whatever optic you want. Although I'd be perfectly happy myself with an RMR direct mount and no plate. We only tighten this with a hex key, so every time we shot a couple hundred rounds through it, the optic and plate would start to get a little wobbly, like me getting off of an international flight with all-you-can-drink Pinot Grigio on it. I would recommend properly torquing this to spec and using Loctite, by the way. We used an SRO. This is what I would recommend for the Nox. The large window on here, very forgiving. Not that you need it with how flat this thing shoots. Speaking of that, shooting this gun, an arousing, sensual experience. The compensator and the ported barrel work flawlessly together to keep this gun flat.
So I just shot from the very back of the range, not slow fire at all. Sam did a pretty shit job of zeroing this optic, but look at this. I would be happy with something like this out of a duty pistol at 7 yards. This is all the way back of the range. Show them, Ryan. Back of the range, all in the A zone, and with a properly zeroed optic, this would look a lot cooler. Like, I always do this to myself. You guys just make me so nervous. You know, that's the thing. Having to perform in front of 1.5 million individuals on a weekly basis takes its toll on a man. I mean, I, once again, have to say, I think this is probably the most accurate gun I've ever shot, handgun-wise, on TFP TV.
And when you combine that with how light and crisp this trigger is, it's very easy to go super fast and still be super accurate. That 39-ounce unloaded weight certainly helps sop up recoil at all. Quick note, in case anyone notices, this is a thread-on compensator, but it will be a one-piece compensator with the production model. Sam, my partner and manager at Neutral Ground Gun Company, favorably compared this to a Ferrari in that you can drive it as fast as you want and still maintain control. There are some trade-offs, however.
God, dude. Yep. Little malfunction. God. I have to lube this bitch up.
Now look, I'm not getting all spun up on a couple of failures that we had with crap ammo on the range. This is a gun that's tuned for performance, not necessarily for agreement with every type of ammo that you put through it. This is a gun for competing, not personal defense. Just for fun, we did, however, run it with hollow points. We had no problems whatsoever. If anything, it ran better with that hotter ammo. Accuracy, as you might imagine, was excellent.
Jesus Christ. Is this comp driving you nuts, by the way? Wow.
I'm just getting blast in the face.
Dude.
Holy balls.
Oh my God, dude. This is insane.
The grip, very comfortable. It's subjective. I really like the checkering. Some people might want like a finer, more granular pattern than this, but I thought it was pretty great and no one complained about it at the range. All the controls work exactly as they should. Reload's too easy with this fat-ass magwell. I've probably mentioned it several times already in this video because I kept saying it on the range, but this may be the most accurate gun I've ever tested for TFB TV. And with all that glowing praise out of the way, let's get to the bad news. 5,800 bucks, 6G. A lot of money. Certainly not unheard of in this space. If anything, it's on the middle to lower end of the scale for guns in the high-end premium competition 2011 sector. Double-stack Nighthawks, usually 4 digits anyways. They start with like a 6, 7, or 8. Many Phoenix Trinity guns are more expensive than the Nox. Infinity guns probably start at the price of the Nox, and so on. In other words, you and I, simple duty concealed carry pistol enjoyers that we are, we've never even heard of these brands. We might not have even known that there are these psychos buying and selling 2011s for like $5 grand+. Just like how I didn't know until I was about 40 that women actually put fake fingernails on their hands or that there are people who stand to wipe. It's madness. but it makes sense to some people. Indeed, in the asylum, there's even an argument to be made that the Jacob Grey might be a bargain. I've gotten to shoot all the guns that I just mentioned, Nighthawks, Infinity, Phoenix Trinity, all of them great pistols, but I'm not sure what else you get beyond what Jacob Grey offers here with the NOX-9, or at least that's not my world to know. I'm not a competition shooter guy. I'm not a super high-end premium 2011 guy. Can I use this in IDPA? I don't know, because I don't generally do fancy tournament guns, but I'm sure that some McLaren driving hedge fund manager butthole is going to chime in the comments and try to explain to all of us how we can spend $10,000 plus on one of these guns and get some sort of performance advantage over the NOX-9. But as we sit here today, I just don't know what that could be. In other words, this is a high-performing pistol. I don't know what else you could do to further improve it for even more money other than maybe gold plating it or dipping it in Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. Don't know. That said, me personally, I'm not sure I would ever own one, Jacob Grey or otherwise. Like, any handgun that costs more than like $2,000, maybe $2,500 is my ceiling. If you're looking for like 80% of the gun at around half the price, then I guess I would tell you to maybe look at Bull Armory. Love those guys. They make great guns dollar for dollar. I mean, of course, you could look at CZ. CZ makes some great, like the Shadows, whatever. They're not 2011s, but you get it. If you really want to stick with 2011s, the new SIG P211 is insanely good. And of course, you've always got Staccato. I do not like 2011s. I don't. I think they're overpriced. I think the reliability is not there. But these are not guns for me. It might be a gun for you, though. But look, I'm not telling you how to have fun or telling you how to spend your money. You do the math. You tell me if this gun makes sense for you, if this is your world. That is high-end 2011 Super Gucci pistols. But to say it once more, I've shot guns more expensive than this that perform pretty much the same. So if this is your thing, I would certainly look at the NOX-9. At $6,000, I still don't get it, but at the same time, I get it. I mean, this is probably the most accurate pistol that I've shot on TFB TV, past 11 years, TFB TV. You pay for it. There's no question about that. I mean, $6,000, you guys are nuts if you're spending this kind of money on this kind of gun. But if that's the shit you're into, if you're one of those crazy 2011 guys, this is like, you know, your Rolex or, you know, whatever, like your Porsche 911 993, like this is your flex, this is your splurge. I guess get after it. Like I can't think, other than the price, I can't think of anything really bad to say about this gun. You may have noticed we had a couple little failures out on the range. That is to be expected with guns that are tuned like this, where you're getting, I mean, you're watching the brass just dribble out of the gun, right? They're made to shoot as flat as possible. Every now and then you just might get ammo that the gun doesn't like, and that's just how the game is played. So, you know, you guys aren't worrying about this because you're not carrying this to defend yourself. You're carrying it to shoot some kind of match, some kind of tournament, or just blast at the range. In the latter case, you don't really care about reliability. In the former case, you're going to know what ammo works with this gun. And I want to say we shot all kinds of shit through it today, all kinds of shit. And I think the only stuff it didn't like was kind of the lower powered stuff, which stands to reason because you've got a pretty robust compensator and you've got a ported barrel on this thing. So maybe it just doesn't have enough oomph. I was impressed. I mean, I don't even like 2011s that much, and I had a whole barrel of fun shooting this thing today. You got the cash flow, you got the balance sheet, you know, your options performance has been good this year, this fiscal, maybe even this Q, then I would say give it a look. I have no real complaints about it whatsoever. I should note that this is not my gun. Unfortunately for Sam, we have to send it back at the end of this review. We requested a T&E from Jacob Grey, but we made no promises whatsoever to them about what the content of this video would be or give them the opportunity to look at it beforehand, any of that shit. So that said, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you like us, don't forget to subscribe. Maybe think about supporting us. At subscribestar.com/TFBTV, we give away $2,000 worth of gift certificates and prizes from Top Gun Supply, Blue Alpha, 511 every single month. This was a fun one. This is a fun one. Would I buy this gun? No. Did I enjoy the hell out of shooting it? Absolutely. Just like I hope you enjoy the hell out of watching TFBTV. Thanks, guys. Take care.